And we're back with Ivan Acosta, and we're talking about the film industry, and he's a filmmaker of both movies and documentaries. And now we're talking about cómo se forma una rumba, how to create a rumba. We just saw a little bit of it. How did you bring all these people together? I mean, how these are superstars you have playing there.
They are very popular musicians. As you mentioned, I think I'm also a concert producer. I promote
music producer, yes.
A music producer, you know, and Latin Jazz USA. We've been producing shows, concerts since 1989, and that's how I have met all these great musicians.
You've been producing all these concerts, you meet all these musicians, and you say, yeah, I'm also a filmmaker, let me film you.
Well, this particular one, we did it during a concert that we were doing at Town Hall.
Okay.
And I had all these musicians there. So I spoke to them and I said, look, I want to do a documentary, and I would like to have you in the documentary. And they, you know, they love it.
And then you write the narration?
I write the questions and the outline. You know, the answers is whatever they want to answer. And then we film like 80 hours or 100 hours. And then, you know, we select and edit. And
there's yet another documentary that you were involved in recently, Hands of Fire, the story of Candido.
Hands of Fire.
Candido.
Oh, yeah, that's Candido. Candido is he's 86 years old.
Yeah, I've seen him play recently.
On October 2nd this year, he's receiving the National Endowment for the Arts Lifetime Achievement Award.
In Washington, by the president?
No, the president is coming to the Lincoln Center
in
New York to present it to him.
Okay.
For the first time at Lincoln Center.
Yeah, because it's always in Washington.
Always at the Kennedy Center.
Yeah.
And Candido, he's 86 and a half, and he still plays. And the documentary is about his life. He came to the United States in 1946, and he's the one that introduced the congas to the American jazz.
Right.
And
has performed with practically everybody.
Everybody. In the jazz and in the Latin world.
So where are we now? We Latinos in the film industry, have we come a long way and are still looking in from the outside, or are we inside now? I mean, you mentioned Leon Ichazo, our friend, who is a great filmmaker with El Cantante now.
Yes. No, I think there is still a long way to go. But I believe that for the first time, Latino or Hispanic filmmakers are opening the door, you know, like the African Americans did about 20 years ago. Now the Latino filmmakers are beginning to be respected. If you remember the last Oscar, there were 14 nominations to Latino artists and actors and directors, you know. So I think that now, yes, you know, in the acting side, in the director side, the writing, so for the first time, what 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we were talking, next year or maybe in 5 years. Now we are seeing the opportunity and the recognition for the Latino filmmakers.
And is that being reflected, the fact that we have at least a foot inside the door in Hollywood, is that being reflected in the storylines? Are Latinos being presented in a positive light, or is it like the stereotypes that they always use?
Still stereotype.
Negative stereotype.
Yeah, 90, you know, I would say 95%. Because drug addicts, thieves, thugs, pimps, you know, you name it.
Because I know you're probably part of that. I'm not familiar whether you have been involved with that, but there's a Latin Hispanic actors group that protested for years. I remember.
Yes.
Ola,
yes.
there you go.
Yes.
Ola was very active in protesting against Hollywood for leaving not only Latino performers out of the films, but also Latino characters out of the movies. And where has that gone? Did they have any effect?
Yeah, it does. It does, because now not only Ola is the Hispanic Organization of Latin American Actors, now Ola is affiliated with SAG and AFTRA. Okay. So, you know, now
they carry more weight.
Exactly, you know, so they can stop a production. You know, they can go and stop a $30 million production. I mean, if they have to, you know.
But then you still see every once in a while in Hollywood a part that really belongs to a Latino, because you know it's a Latino story, and they give that part to a non-Latino, and you wonder, you know, couldn't they find a Latino to play a Latino part?
You know, that doesn't really bothers me as long as there are enough work for not only for Latino but for African Americans or Asian American or whatever. For instance, you have Andy Garcia that play an Italian in the Godfather, and he's Cuban. You know, so they are the Italian could have said the same thing. Why they allow Andy Garcia to play such important role?
No, because the answer is because they knew that the Godfather family was about to fold, and he was the last Godfather.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So you know, but you are right. You know, sometimes like I remember the Mambo Kings, or they had Armando Asante, who he's a great actor, but he was playing a Cuban character, and he didn't know anything about the character, you know, so then it becomes a caricature, it becomes clownish, you know, and that's what happens when they don't know the culture, the heritage, you know.
Which is what's not happening with El Cantante.
Exactly.
Because they pick somebody who really actually looks like Héctor Lavoe.
He looks like him, and he happens to be Puerto Rican, and León Ichazo knows that story very well, you know, and Jennifer Lopez is from here, from the Bronx. So yeah, you know, that's...
We're going to take a look at your movie because this is a classic, and we have a clip of it, and I don't want to miss it. So let's watch El Super.
Menos mal que milagro que el día está claro hoy, porque óyeme, por lo general aquí los días son tan oscuros y tan grises.
¿Te acuerdas de Cuba, Dani?
Ay, viejo, ¿cómo no me voy a acordar de Cuba?
Oye, pues ¿cuánto los domingos iban a ser tan tristes en Cuba, chica? Aquí es el peor día de la semana, ¿verdad? Esta gente se queda en la casa guardando energía para trabajarse el lunes por la mañana. La verdad es que no me debo quejar tanto, ya. Tenemos casa, tenemos televisión, tenemos a la niña en un buen colegio. Gracias a Dios no nos falta un tanto comida y sobre todo tenemos salud, ¿verdad? Voy a dar un poco de agua a favor.
Ay, viejo. A lo mejor tú tienes razón, Roberto. Tú sabes, mejor mirar la vida así de esa manera.
Claro.
Pero oye, viejo.
And that's Roberto, who is El Super.
Roberto Amador Gonzalo in the movie, yes, El Super. The actor is Raimundo Hidalgo Gato.